The Lord beside shepherd, I shall not want. Him maketh I like down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water them. Him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I RASTA go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil, for thy rod and thy staff, them comforted I and I. Uno preparate a table before riding in the presence of our enemy them. Uno anointed I head with uno oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy, I go follow I all the days of I Ivan. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Jah, where 2 centuries meet in the name of the Most High Jah. And that's so Jah there. If Jah never build up your house, the builder I go build it in vain same way. If Jah never watch upon your house, the watchman I go watch it in vain. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and them is safe. Many are the afflictions of righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. And I give thanks, and I give thanks, and I give thanks. How Mauso Bolisa, I don't know what it was sickly for. Mauso Bolisa, akpe, kaka. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Black Rasta. In every traditional African home, there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something sumptuous and nutritious cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes, and sizes, aromas, and flavors. Put aside all their differences, relocated into the black pot to be subjected to some amount of heating. The end product is sumptuous food, nutritious food that they do not even partake in eating. The black pot and the ingredients. But us, the eaters, we are those who enjoy the meal. Yet every time they will rise to the occasion, the black pot and the ingredients, yes, selflessly, they will collaborate to prepare something that they do not physically partake in eating. This is a lesson of selflessness. It's a lesson of generational thinking. And the message is very simple. How far do you think generationally? Is it 1 year? Then plant corn. Is it 5 years, 10 years? Then plant trees. Are you thinking about forever? A legacy? Then certainly plant human beings. When you plant human beings, when you invest in human beings, the legacy is lasting. Because what is in a human being will be spread to different other people. That's why Kwejid Agri said, if you educate a man, you educate an individual. But when you educate a woman, you educate a whole nation. In other words, the more we are able to spread the knowledge that we get, the better it is for us. Remember, there's a difference between wisdom and knowledge. There are so many people, the so-called educated fools, who have all the knowledge. Yet turning that knowledge into practical ability is what is called wisdom. When you put action, when you give your knowledge momentum, when you give your knowledge arms and legs, when you give your knowledge fluidity, then we are talking about wisdom. Using the knowledge you have to solve problems and to envisage what will happen in the future for which you are prepared. Oh my God. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Here we don't criticize. But if we must criticize, we'll do that for one condition, just to build and not to destroy. That is why right here we say we are in the service of God and country. It's all about our people. Oh yes. who have been relegated to the background for far too long. My brother, my sister, what is your level of generational thinking? 1 year, 10 years, or forever? Then plant corn, plant trees, and plant human beings. On this show, we plant human beings. We instill in you the discipline of patriotism. We instill in you the discipline of Pan-Africanism. This is virtuousness. This is generational thinking. This is the Blackport, aka Kokoshonamo, and we are live. Oh yes, super live on YouTube. Thank you so much for subscribing to our YouTube channel and also clicking on the notification button so that every time we come up, you are the first to see us. Remember, our YouTube channel is called Black Empire Media, where Black is spelled B-L-A-K-K. Remember to share this broadcast wholeheartedly so many more people would be able to partake in this meal. It is the Blackport. If you haven't subscribed yet, it is time for you to subscribe. We are also supported by ISIT, I-S-I-T, in spirit, in truth. And when we talk about ISIT, we are talking about that social media platform that is all positive. Now, if your social media platform is all negative, racism, or we are talking about nudity, nakedness, and violence, why are you still on it? Leave it, jump ships, and come onto ISIT. Now, with ISIT, we are all saying one language, speaking one language, the language of positivity. We are all walking one path, the path of positivity. We are all speaking the mind of prosperity. No two ways about that. Download that from Google Play and App Store. The good news is that this is an app that has been modeled by Ghanaian engineers in America. Another reason you should support this thing is that it is the future of social media. What can you do with ISIT? You can go live, just like your other regular social media platforms. Apart from going live, you can make audio and video calls, and it's crystal clear. Again, you can upload your videos and audios and even photographs so other positive minds can see that. Push your business. Push your brand. This is on ISIT. Connect with family and friends and make lasting memories. Connect right now. Download that from Google Play and App Store. I am on ISIT. Are you on ISIT? This is the Blackport, aka Kokoshonamo. And here we speak truth to power. Today we have 5 very important things to share with you. Number 1, and it's rolling on the screen. Watch it out. It's roaring like a lion. It says, watch it. Azumah Nelson reveals Rawlings' deep secret. Azumah Zum Nelson is celebrating his birthday today. He was born today in 1958. I was a very huge fan of boxing until I became wiser. Until I realized that boxing is nothing but cruelty. Boxing is nothing but a certain game of foolishness. Why would 2 people get into a ring and all they do is to hurt each other, trying to bring blood out of each other's faces, trying to immobilize each other? Why would 2 people who have never fought, they don't have a problem with each other, but because of a certain price, they have to seek to kill each other in the ring? It's like in the days of the gladiators, when our people were killed, set against each other, and they would have to fight for a prize fighting. That's what boxing is all about. It has its undertones in history. And if I was president of this nation, I will ban this dirty sport. My brother, my sister, I have said this time and again, the only barbaric sport that has a lot of support in the world is prize fighting. Now it have even taken boxing to another level. They call it UFC, where you can use your toes, use your head, use everything. Just kill each other in the ring. What foolishness is this? But today, I'm talking about Zum Nelson. He made his name from this sport. Zum Nelson is a very good man. He's a businessman, and Ghanaians love him. He's one of Africa's greatest boxers. And in the world, he's ranked about 31. This is Azumah Nelson. Today is his birthday. He was born today in 1958, a year after this country was born, out of the Gold Coast. But why are we talking about Zum Zum Nelson today? Happy birthday to you, champ. But let's look at a secret that he has shared. And I think that's a very important secret we all have to look at. Come here. Watch me. He says, Azumah Nelson reveals conversation with Rawlings that changed his life. Hey, this could be deep. Run the story. Legendary Ghanaian boxer Azumah Zum Zum Nelson has revealed that a conversation he had with the late President John Rawlings, that's Jerry John Rawlings, set his career up for stardom. Nelson narrates that he met Rawlings during his camping at the National Boxing Training School. The former WBC super featherweight title holder explained that he got into the Ghana Army after he was sneaked into the army boxing purposefully to defeat a US boxer, Unstoppable, during their games. In an interview with Angel FM, the Boxing Hall of Famer narrated how it all began. When I was a teenage boxer, the Ghana Army used to attend World Military Games. There was this US boxer who always beat everyone every year, even though I wasn't an army member. The army drafted me into the Ghana Army boxing team for the games so I could stop that guy. Whilst we camped at the National Training School, one young military man would always be cooking yam for us. Times were really hard in Ghana that we struggled to get food to eat. When the military man went out to get the yam, we would usually eat without stew. The young man would again go in search again. Then he would come back with beans. He cooked and we ate well. In the night, we, the amateur boxers in the camp, would be asking ourselves where he got the beans from. He never told us. Azumah Nelson continued that Rawlings went ahead to take up all the daily chores to keep him and his colleagues comfortable. Early in the morning, whilst we set out for training, he will come to us. By the time we returned from training, he would have cleaned our rooms and mopped the place. We got astonished how a military man could do that. When we asked him to leave the cleaning for us, he said no. He told us we were going to serve Ghana, so he needed to serve us. There were times that people dreaded an encounter with a military man. So we all were shocked. These were times when people dreaded encounters with military men. So Azumah Nelson was shocked that a military man was serving amateurs like that. Azumah, who is now ranked 31st greatest pound-for-pound boxer of all time by the Box Rec, said he once thought of ditching boxing to become a military man, but Rawlings told him his greatness laid in boxing. One day, I approached him and suggested to him that I wanted to join the army. He looked me in the face and said no. He told me the spirit in me is beyond military, so I should stick to boxing because that's where my greatness would come from. I heeded to his advice. Years later, I came to learn that he had been going to the Osu Castle to borrow beans for us on his own accord. We only got to know about this when the debt piled up and he had to go and pay. We were not getting beans again, but he was always with us. When he returned from one of our fights, that's when we returned from one of our fights abroad, there had been a coup, and I realized he was the one who had plotted it. He had taken control over the whole country. At that age, to be honest, I was least surprised. He was so selfless and didn't want people to be cheated. People can have other opinions about him, But I got to know him from times he was unknown, and I always felt his desire. My God. Dash. Hey. Are you not touched? Are you not touched? Normally, people have to die before some of these great stories come up. Let everybody say bad things about Blakk Rasta. Let him die. Many more people will come out and sing his praises. I attended an event, the Marcus Garvey event, where Jerry John Rawlings was on it. A lot of people were against that honorary award that he got because they believed that he was a man who was against the principles of Jerry John Rawlings. This is what Azumah Nelson is saying. I am not a fan of Rawlings, no, because of what he did to Ghana. If you are a fan of Rawlings, I don't begrudge you. But the little I saw when I was growing up, in 1979 and beyond, everyone was scared of this man standing here. His name was enough to put people to sleep. The mention of the name Rawlings was enough to take you to jail. The mention of the name Rawlings was enough to make people stand upright and behave. So it was for cold and hot. Listen to what Azumah Nelson said about this man here. Look at his skin color. In our country, we worship these people as gods. If you are a little light, they call you Kwame Broni. If you are a woman, Ajua Broni, it means a white woman who is called Ajua. That is the cancer that we have in our brains coming up. The same white man who came to colonize us, in fact, enslave us. The same white man who brought in imperialism as our middle name. We honor him, we treasure him, in fact, we idolize him. It's madness. When the Akans have a baby who is beautiful, they add Broni to the name of the baby. Ajua Broni. Mansa Broni. Even the Gans, they have that. Some other ethnic groups, almost all the ethnic groups in Ghana, they have a way of idolizing the white man, almost into a semi-divinity. Come here! Watch me. Rawlings had the color. He had the advantage. I am African. I don't have a light skin. I have gone into competitions with people who are light skin, and my own African people would curve the whole rules, bend them and break them in favor of the guy with the lighter skin. Willie Lynch syndrome. We'll find time and talk about Willie Lynch syndrome on this show. The browner you are, the lighter you are, the better, because you are closer to the skin color of the enslaver, your master, your God. The longer and more pointed your nose is, you are closer to your master, Obroni. The more you are able to speak your master's language, the closer you are to him, and you are better than those who are darker skin and flat noses. Hallelujah. But Rawlings, knowing very well that he had those advantages accruing to him because of his skin color and his Scottish father, he never took advantage of that. He saved. Rawlings went out to borrow beans. Yokegari. We all remember how in Takoradi he was eating beans on credit. Azumah Nelson had just corroborated that story. Corroborated that story. Jesus have mercy. If Rawlings was alive, because of this story, I would march to his house and embrace him so hard I would break his ribs. This is how I feel right now. He served the people who were going to fight for Ghana. He would go hungry. Bring that photograph again and you see a hungry military man eating yokogari on credit. Yokogari is one of the cheapest we have here in Ghana. Today we call it gobe. And if you eat gobe, people see you as a broke man. He couldn't even afford that. He was buying it on credit, coming to feed people who were not military men. But by virtue of the fact that they were going out there to fight and bring honor to the country, he decided that he would have to honor them. He would go out there and bring yam in the days when it was very difficult in the country. In the late 70s, he would bring the yam, cook the yam for them and say, wait for me, I'm coming. Going out there to borrow bees to come and give to them to eat with the yams. But because of hunger, they couldn't even wait for the beans to come. They would eat the yam raw. Come here! Watch me. This is the man. Very hungry looking. Rawlings had a mind for Ghana. Very patriotic mind. He wanted to see Ghana develop. He wanted to see Ghana grow. And this story has also been corroborated by some other people like Osiadie. I hope I got his name right. Wachijan. He said it. That the way he spoke, the passion with which he wanted to see this nation grow, was enough to get everybody around him. He might have gone beyond bounds. He might have killed a lot of people. He might have shed a lot of blood. He might have supervised over the bloodiest coup d'etat in this country. He might have killed some innocent people. But you cannot take it away from this man that he was very patriotic inside him. He had excesses. And at a point, there was so much power that he wielded that he almost became power drunk. That's why when he retired from politics, you will see him walking in Accra without a bodyguard. I met him. I have a photograph with him. See if you can find a photograph of me and Rawlings, and then if I put it out, I saw him walking on the streets in Accra. And I walked over to him. I said, Papa J. He said, oh, come. Then he looked at me and he asked his assistant if this was the person he was thinking about. And the assistant said, yes. He held me so close. He pressed my ribs very hard. I felt it. I almost said, Papa J, I'm not a soldier. Easy. That was how free he was in the nation. He had excesses, yes. But this is the story Azumah Nelson is saying. I can spend all the time talking about this. Because this is what we stand for, patriotism. He had the advantage of color. He had the advantage of being in the military. He was very close to aeroplanes. He was also close to the armory. That's where ammunitions are kept. But he served mere amateur boxers. Do you know what it means to say amateur? They are not even professional boxers. Amateur, any nothing. He served them, cleaned for them, washed for them, cooked for them with borrowed food. Azumah Nelson said, when he traveled out of the nation to box, he returned and heard that young guy who was around them and serving them, even though they begged him to take it easy, was the one who had staged that coup d'etat. And he was never surprised. Because the way he spoke, he most of the time never spoke. He kept everything inside him and got so mad. One of the reasons I am not a fan of Rawlings is his critique of the man who gave us independence, Kwame Nkrumah. He referred to Kwame Nkrumah as a dictator. And that Nkrumah gave us nothing but a national anthem and a national flag. For me, that was most unfortunate. If you don't honor a great man like that, how do you get honor? It's one of my biggest problems with Rawlings. But it is not about me. It's about the service he rendered to the people. During his time, there was something called Rawlings chain. I don't know how old you were. Come here! Watch it. Rawlings chain. People became skeletons. People were begging all over. He was trying to wash out the whole system. Kalabule became a thing of the past because he whipped people on the streets. Our mothers were stripped naked and whipped on the streets. But put aside all these excesses. This was the spirit this Yokogari eating guy had. He ate it on credit. He himself was hungry, but he went out to get it for amateur boxers. And when they complain, they say, hey, no, 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 no. You are going to fight for the nation. You are bringing in nothing but honor. A man who was rejected by his father at birth. He was bastardized. He was never able to have fatherly love. It probably frustrated him even to fight for his nation. He had no choice. The white man who impregnated his mother, Madame Agbotui, was not ready to accept fatherhood, just like Bob Marley's father was not ready for Bob Marley, and took him out all the way into the big city of Kingston and dashed him like a goat to a woman he never knew. He said, just take this boy. Can you believe that? Bob Marley's British father was so ashamed of Bob Marley, so ashamed of the fact that he had a child with a black woman and he was going to lose his inheritance from his white family in England. He carried Bob Marley. Find me Bob Marley's photo. And took him all the way to Kingston. He saw an old frail woman sitting there. He said, oh, take this boy. He will help you wash and cook for you. And just got into a car and went away. Bob Marley never saw him again. Somebody else from 9 miles went to Kingston and saw the boy. He said, ah, Nesta, is that not you? And he said, where's me mama? When you go tell me mama say, why she do this to me? And the story says, she went and told Bob Marley's mother. And they found a way of coming. It's a long story, but they found him finally and took him away. It's the same thing that happened to Rawlings. His father disowned him, threw him out of the window, gave him out. He didn't care what would happen to him. But he became a great person. This is Bob Marley. To Azumah Nelson, thank you so much for sharing this beautiful story with us. I'm happy because you did not look at the critique against Rawlings and what political device would say, but you honored a man. I told you that I attended a certain award ceremony where Rawlings and Azumah Nelson, that's the Marcus Garvey Foundation Awards, the two of them met. I remember I went to Azumah and I was teasing him. I'm bad, baby. I'm bad, baby. Oh, I'm bad, baby. That's what he said in one of his fights that he won. And Rawlings was also there laughing at the fact that I was teasing an elder statesman. I'm bad, baby. I love to have fun. Thank you so much for telling us the story. Can we all emulate this? Service to mankind. Service beyond political eyes. Service beyond parochialism. Service looking at a bigger picture, the nation. It doesn't matter. That's why I like the church system in one way or the other. Not everything. You see a banker who has all the money. He is an usher in church. You see a man who has it all. He is an usher in church. Ushering the poor ones onto their seats whilst he's standing there sweating. Hallelujah. Without service, don't ever think about having servants. This is the Blakk Pot. When we return, we got more. Next story. Think say they wise. Watch this. Profiting from Nkrumah'S ghost. Hey. Who are those who are turning the ghost into a marketable product? Who are those who want to turn Nkrumah'S ghost into a cow that is supposed to be milked? Is that the idea I'm getting? Oh, this is the man, right? Okay. He's called Nana Akufo-Addo. He's the president of the nation, the most arrogant president we have had in this country. Satan is waiting for him in hell. Everybody knows that. My God. Kwame Nkrumah died. Yes, he died. He was overthrown in 1966. 6 years later, in 1972, he died. From so many different reasons. Cancer, heartbreak, frustration, and so much more. He died. When he died, it took us time to have his body come here. It took a champon. Colonel Ignatius Kutu Echampon to have the body flown to Ghana. And a champon. Jesus have mercy. He was an Nkrumah'S. He loved Nkrumah. When he staged that coup d'etat, he was looking for Nkrumah to come and take over. We were told. But when Nkrumah was sick, and they needed him to even come to Ghana, Buzia and his people, and the rest of the people who had seized power after, were not ready to have Nkrumah. Because they said, no, we don't want to see him. Don't let him come to this country, such a villain. Today, Nkrumah is the most marketable product. Not even Nkrumah, his ghost. Hey. When the man was alive, he was a villain. We didn't want to see him. We were running after him and singing ridiculous songs about him. Nkrumah show boy, Kwame Nkrumah show boy. I don't want to see him. Nkrumah show boy, Nkrumah show boy, Kwame Nkrumah show boy. I don't want to see him. Nkrumah show boy. How old were you when this song was sung? Think say day wise. That was the song we're singing. The day he was overthrown, we went round and broke down every statue. And the interesting thing, the most ridiculous thing was that when he was overthrown, the junta that came into power, led by Kotoka and Ankara, they went round destroying all the factories Nkrumah built and anything with Nkrumah's name on it. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hey! They destroyed every little thing. They went on a destruction spree, a vandalism spree, to destroy everything that had Nkrumah's DNA on. Today, the man himself that they didn't want to see, his ghost is selling Ghana. What a man. You remember the Bible story where somebody died, and when a dead body was buried and it touched the bones of that prophet who died, it woke up. Hey. They refurbished the Nkrumah mausoleum. This is how beautiful it has become aesthetically. You want that word again? Aesthetically. Yes, aesthetically. The aesthetics are clean. Beautiful. This was the car Nkrumah was driving in. In the days, this was bigger than every other car. But today, it might not be. They opened it and closed it again. The big question I asked at the time, do we still have Nkrumah's body there? I don't trust these people. And even if the body is there, can we find out if all the bones are intact? Because these guys are not far from removing a toe bone or a jaw bone or even removing a thigh bone to go and do their nasty rituals. I don't trust them. Should I tell you why? When he was alive, they hated him and chased him. Even his birthday in Ghana, they have cancelled it. Honor to him is a problem for this government in power. You remember what they did to our Tamils? They said, oh, they were trying to build a place and Nanado had gone there with his entourage, with Anyidoho, Samuel Anyidoho, right? Samuel Koku Anyidoho. They all came together. He was an Atamils man, you know. They went there. Nkrumah's family, Card Mills, his brother, came out and said he suspected that Atamils' bones had even been dug out for their rituals. Because they went and exhumed that grave, exhumed the body in the name of refurbishing the place. Yeah, I didn't say that. Cardmill said it. Did they return the bones there? A few months later, Nkrumah's place to close down, they are fixing it. Did they remove the bones? But that's not what I'm looking at today. Watch the story. Watch the story. The headline say what? You want to generate revenue on the head of Kwame Nkrumah? CPP scribe bemoans Nkrumah park rates. Run the story. Come here. Hey, General Secretary of the Convention People's Party, Nana Yajantua, has questioned the apparent commercialization of the refurbished Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum, or better still, as renamed Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, especially the rates being charged visitors by the management. Hallelujah. Speaking in an interview with TV3, the CPP scribe said the state should consider other means of generating revenue for the maintenance of the park rather than imposing fines on visitors, including school children. You want to generate revenue on the head of Kwame Nkrumah? Is that where we are going to generate revenue? There are so many ways of generating revenue in this country. That should be done properly, because that place is meant to honor Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Are we honoring him in the manner by making money out of him? She questioned, describing the entry fee charged by management of the park as disincentive to the public. Nana Yajantua said she expects the management to charge not more than 10 Ghana cedis for a Ghanaian adult, while making entry fee to school children free. I saw a woman on TV saying that they thought that the children will be exempted. But the children, I don't want to call them kids. I don't like that word. The young ones are paying 5 cedis to enter. If you have, let's say, 30 students who match, how much are you paying and who is funding it? Dash. Nanaya Jantua, with all respect, I do not agree with you. Kwame Nkrumah will be very happy that his ghost is making money for the nation. Kwame Nkrumah was a patriot. He would be more than excited wherever he is if his name is making money to solve the problems of this country. The place has been refurbished. My only problem, do we still have the corpse? Did they force the pictures of the so-called cowardly 5 into the big 6? Question I asked. Nana Yajantua, Nkrumah would be excited. The biggest thing that can bring us money and all the tourists in the world is Kwame Nkrumah. It's a smart move. 10 cedis is nothing. If you pay 10 cedis to go and watch Nkrumah's things, go into the memorial park, it's beautiful. That is less than $1. It's okay. If children pay 5 cedis to go in there, depending on how old the children are, it is not a problem either. We need to keep the level of the place. Go to the other touristic areas and values and sites and venues in Ghana. Because of the poor maintenance, because people are charged almost nothing to go to those places, the places have been abandoned. We don't want that to happen here. For me, if this can bring all the money into Ghana to solve our problems, why not? We give the credit to Nkrumah. Nkrumah wasn't a little figure for people to pay coins to go and look at this wonderful thing. Wherever Nkrumah is, he will be most excited to be making money posthumously. How much money is Edward Akufo-Addo making for Ghana? How much money is Obechebe Lamte making for Ghana? How much money the so-called Big 6 minus Nkrumah, how much money are they bringing here? We'll be lucky if JB Dankwa even brings 20 pesos to Ghana a year. Let Nkrumah enjoy his posthumous glory. Let us make all the money we can. Nkrumah will be excited. Again, my only problem is the corpse still there? And remember, Fatia's corpse is still there. Is it still there? If it is still there, we have to honor that as well. This is the Blakk Fort, a.k.a. Kokoshopnamo. When we return, we got more. Keep your messages coming in. We're going to read every single message. Most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel, click on the notification button, and be the first to see us when we come. To all the people around the world, Africa and beyond, Qatar, Asia, America, who are watching this show live, do me a favor, share this broadcast. Hey!
Blackpot, Coco Show, man.
This is the Blackpot, aka Kukushonomo, and my name, Blakk Rasta. Thank you so much for sticking around. We appreciate you, and we never take your time and energy for granted. It's about Ghana. Nobody is bigger than the truth. It's about Africa. Come here! Next story. Watch me. It says, Dr. Congo ties, make it tie, T, not R. Dr. Congo ties mining deal with Dubai. Dr. Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. Do we all know the country we are talking about? Congo. Democratic Republic of Congo. Kabila. Do we all remember the Democratic Republic of Congo? Do we know what that country is? If we are sure, run the story. Run the story. What is the story saying? And watch the headline. Dr. Congo signs $1.9 billion American dollar mining deal with UAE. UAE. And the president is who? Felix Tshisekedi. Run the story. The United Arab Emirates signed a $1.9 billion deal with a state mining company in Dr. Congo to develop at least 4 mines in the African country's turbulent east, the Congolese presidency said Monday. Congolese President Felix Tshisekedi's office stated on Monday evening that an Emirati government delegation had signed a partnership worth $1.9 billion with Société Orifère du Kivu et du Maniema, that's Sakima, in the capital Kinshasa. The deal would see the construction of more than 4 industrial mines in the provinces of South Kivu and Maniema, according to the statement. Congolese parastatal Sakima has mining concessions containing tin, tantalum, tungsten, and gold in the volatile east of the country. The statement gave no other details about the deal, including the types of minerals that will be extracted. Dash. And come here. Watch me. I don't have a problem with Africa developing, but I have a problem when it comes to mining. So Africans don't have the know-how when it comes to mining, almost all the mining concessions in Black Africa are owned and controlled by foreign powers. Ghana, that has the best and the shiniest gold in the whole world. The biggest gold mine, Ashanti Goldfields. I think they now call it Anglo Gold Ashanti, whatever Ashanti it is. According to the former CEO, we do not own anything there. How can you call yourself the Gold Coast? You have the best gold in the world. You produce the highest amount of gold in the world. Yet you don't own anything because you took the money and blew it out. Remember Ejapa? They wanted to sell the gold mines now and future gold mines so that they will keep the money. When we fought against it, they took us to the IMF and sold us to the IMF. It's like dirty people in power. Are we safe? Are we safe, my brother? Pollution is my biggest problem. They all come here mining back, all over the place. Go to Takwa and see what is happening there. The place has become useless. Go to Obuasi, the most useless place in Ghana in terms of pollution. And I'm sad to say this. Children are born with 2 hairs. Some children are born with 2 genitals. Both of them. And some children are born totally mutated. Unfortunately, we live in a country where such children are seen as abosoma. We bury them alive. All because of the poisonous mining going on. Is this what we bargained for? I'm just asking. Did we bargain for this? This is what is happening. The mining that is supposed to be a blessing, or better still, the minerals that are supposed to be a blessing to us, have rather become a curse. Foreign entities are those who are coming. Are we saying that Africans don't have the know-how? Can't we control our own glory? Yet you claim you are independent. Every time we are talking about investments, we are talking about foreigners coming in to rescue us from this bondage. Are we truly independent? Or we are joking? Congo is one of the places you can find the highest number of minerals. In Congo, they have that product that we use to run batteries. Yet it's still a poor country, controlled by foreigners. I'm sad. Dash it. When we return, we shall read your messages. Hey! Wayo!
Blackpot. Coco show them.
This is the Blackpot, aka Kokushonomo, and I thank you so much. Let's hear from you. What do you have to say? We have discussed a number of things. What do you have to say? Send your messages in. William Agbedo says, keep the fire blazing. Benjamin Achu says, I can't do without watching you, my brother. You are one of a kind. Thank you so much. Strong Vibes says he's watching live from Dubai. Benjamin Achu says watching out from Long Island, New York. Benjamin, blessed love to all the people in Dubai. Love to all the people in Long Island, in New York. I'm going to be in New York somewhere in September. To God be the glory. And I'm going to be playing at the Yankees Park. In fact, the Yankees Stadium. Check it out and make sure you come and support. Frederick Chanu says, Azumah and Rawlings, my heroes. Happy birthday, champ. Holy MTV says, Gosway Jata says, preach on fire. Gladys Clark says, yes. Joe Emmanuel Nkrumah says, I am touched. All these were never said to us, the younger ones, but his errors were loudly pronounced. That's what it is. Gladys Clark says, yes, we still worship the white-skinned people. No, Muhammad Abdullah says, Rawlings' regime was fabulous, but the killing and the agony people went through, only him and God could tell. Aliyah Gali says, Black Rasta, I also consider you as the definition of patriotism and Pan-Africanism. Keep the good work. I bless you. I honor you. Thank you so much. Petrina Otu says, Jah bless Black. Respect, man. J. Coolman says, there was a sanction on Ghana then. Ayo. Sanction. Sanction. By who? From who? Ras Osajefu Duwabel. Yinzor Bill. Tindandoro. Gumadoro. And he says, Yebo. J. Coolman says, let JJ rest in peace. He made us patriotic. We were poor, but proud. Well, again, opinions are like noses. We all have one. Gameli Apasu, Black Rasta. I am late, but good I joined the show. Blessed love. Make sure you share the broadcast. Rap Tender says, legendary Black. I really love watching your program. Wisdom, knowledge, good speech, and so on. I can't tell you what I am getting from you. May Allah extend your life and bless you for us. And this is from Tamale. Rap Tender, thank you so much. Kimos GH says, you think say you day wise. Come here. Lenche lenche. Awo. Lighter GH TV. The Messiah of our time, Black Rasta. Your life is meaningful and touching so many people's lives. I am obliged and I'm humbled. William Agbedo says, teach them, Black Rasta. I say, teach. Abdul Mumin Ahmed says, is it prudent for the VIP of the Republic to be campaigning at this moment where all the promises he made are in vain? I think he is supposed to change the narrative with the little time he has. He takes us for a joke. He's not a serious man. All the promises have failed. He's giving you parts. He's giving you parts, right? Tablets. Yet the young girls have no pad. No electricity to charge the tablets. And he says they will replace all the textbooks that are not even there. He's a joker. As for Baumia, I told you already, if he wins the next election, I will hand over your country to you. Roast this like chichinga and eat it and drink pito with it. I will live till he leaves. I cannot bear this disgrace. This one-ton unpatriotic people. J. Coleman says, JJ built Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum. Big up for that. Yes, he did. But before he did it, he forced the people of Nkrumah to bring the body so that he would build a mausoleum and put it in. When they refused, he refused to send chemicals to keep the body. Before then, we all went to Nkrumah and saw Nkrumah's body. They would bring it out. He would look at it and to go down. When he stopped giving them their chemicals, the body started to rot and they were forced to send it to Accra. Watch that documentary in the African history class. It's in there. Joseph Zenu says, more fire. Abdul Rahman Ahmed says, please Should death sentence be abolished or retained? I love to hear you comment on it. Should not ever be entertained. Death sentence is nothing but barbaric. Why do you take a man's life? It's in the animal kingdom that is done. The same way you should not eat animals. It's barbaric to eat animals. Why do you want to kill an animal before you eat it? Yes, the way you don't want human beings to be killed, don't kill animals too. Don't eat them. It's barbaric. Putting them in zoos, making them stay there. An animal that has the whole jungle to itself, you catch it and lock it in a 10-meter cage. That it should be there. But also let's think. Let's think and put away all the passion. The same way boxing and the useless UFC should be banned. Why would two people get on and judge? All they want is to kill each other. Anyway, Joy Emmanuel Nkrumah says, I think, Emmanuel has been away for some time now, I think the fees are exorbitant. But I disagree with her. Because if you go to South Africa, Mandela's home is fetching money to South Africans because you pay to visit the family home. Emmanuel, why is the fee exorbitant? How much are people paying? 10 cedis? If I were the president, I would have even made it 50 cedis. For those who are foreigners and coming in. And 20 cedis, at least, for Ghanaians. And the children, depending on your age, from 1 to 6 is free. Let's even take it from 1 to 10, free. All right, so that's what it is. We have more messages coming in. All right, so we'll have your messages and we shall read them. Next story, we have just about, barely 10 minutes more to go, and we're going to do 2 stories in that. Come here. ALBAN BAGBIN escapes LGBTQI plus contempt. They said they were taking him to court because a matter that was in court about the LGBT, he went all the way into the Parliament House and decided to deal with that. I know why you're laughing. I know. But that's what it is. You see the dress this man is wearing? It's a very important dress. It signifies the power he has been vested in by the Parliament of Ghana. He swore to himself that LGBTQI will never be practiced in this country. And he pushed. The bill has been passed. But somebody came out and said no. They will take him to court and charge him for contempt. But the president had already said, oh, let them pass it. It will finally come to my table. And we suspected, and we still suspect that he has a way of dealing with the thing so that his masters who are feeding him can be satisfied. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry can come into this country and do whatever they want to do. Run the story. Supreme Court dismisses application to block passage of anti-LGBTQI plus bill. The Supreme Court of Ghana has reportedly thrown out an application to stop the Parliament of Ghana from proceeding with the passage of the Promotion of Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill 2021, popularly known as the Anti-LGBTQ Plus Bill. So it's sealed. The Supreme Court, the apex court of the land, says, hey, you can't touch it. It's finished. So what is the president going to do to stop it now? After promising Kamala Harris that she shouldn't be worried, the bill will finally come to his table arrogantly. Mr. President, do your magic now. Next story. And this is the final story. It's very interesting. We're going to spend just some 2 minutes on that. Minority in Ghana Parliament still showing patriotism, comma, I beg your pardon, question mark. Put a question mark at the end. Minority in Ghana Parliament still showing patriotism? Certainly no. You know what they are doing? They are boycotting parliamentary sittings. their constituencies voted them into power to represent them. And of course, the bigger picture is Ghana. Ghana is sitting to discuss. They have decided not to sit to discuss Ghana, but they are running after an individual who has shown so much that he's not even patriotic. Jackie Quayson. You know Jackie Quayson, right? They are doing all they can to push Parliament into towing their line. It's so sad. All I can say, all those people who voted these people into power, watch them one after the other. The elections are coming soon. Decide for yourselves. It's been the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonamo. Let's look at the rest of your messages whilst we get ready to hand over our handing over notes. Ras Osaje Foduwa Bell, Tindandoro, Gomadoro, Ahinzor Bell says, yes, truth be told, Blakk. I never liked Rawlings because of how he killed so many people. May karma make justice. May karma send justice to him. Well, strong vibes. To me, Nkrumah is my Christ. And I pray in his name, asking him to give me the strength to do his work. Abdul Mumin Ahmed says, listening to you, I have become like a lion at my workplace. I sometimes criticize to build, and I say the truth without fear. To build, but not to break. And they tell me someone will curse me. No curse will work on you. I would have been cursed 6 trillion years ago. No juju, no curse. Which curse? The Bible says no speaker of truth will ever go down. Forget it. What I talk curse? You didn't even talk about bombs and guns. Curse. FZ says, Blakk, the time allocated for the Blakk Pot is not enough, in my opinion. Wow. Wow. Jonathan Achu says, Blakk, more for us to learn. I certainly will bring that. Jidefo Do Chibli says, truth to power. It takes strength and courage to admit the truth. I salute you, Mr. Blakk. Carly Abiu says, sad, GH. Stephen Banda says, Blakk, you are too much. Respect. And he says, Blakk, I am watching you from Bloemfontein in South Africa. Keep the fire burning. To my people in South Africa, I love you. I love to go to Mpumalanga anytime I come to South Africa. And of course, Mami Esama says, keep blazing, Blakk Rasta, more fire. I always learn a new word from your show, and it's very educative. Oh, really? Okay. Blessed love. Love you. Jida Fododu says, Mr. Blakk, you are a living testament to an honest and devoted worker. Ghana's thankful for your input. God bless you. Jedefo, thank you so much. That's all I want. That he lived a life of honesty and of trust. That's all. Not that he was so rich and now. Salami W says, come here. I bless. Blakk, our country needs someone who has no interest in the Western world. And this will be a great investment. Well, that's why we say, if you want to be a generational thinker, all you need to do is to invest in the people. And this is what we trust you for, investing in all of us. Gamelia Pasu says, Blakk, if the 10 NPP aspirants are all preaching change, why wouldn't they all come together and redeem their party with their new vision? NPP still has a year plus to make a change. That's true. Nanado should be so ashamed. All your people are saying that they are looking for change. There must be change. It means they're a useless president. Jide Fudo Tibli says, excellent show. Your passion and ambition are clearly visible in your outstanding delivery. Thank you, Mr. Blakk. I thank you too. And I bless you. Charles Eningful says, it doesn't cost money to share, like, and comment. Thanks. Make sure you comment. You like it. And you as well. Share the broadcast. Olivius Nwinzi says, may God bless you, Blakk Rasta. May God bless you too. I love you. I appreciate you. If your comments have not been read, it means that your comments haven't come in as yet. But keep commenting and keep sharing the broadcast. I love you and I appreciate you. It's been the Blakk Pod. I don't want to keep you any longer. My name Blakk Rasta. Guidance and protection. May Ghana prosper. Hey! Wayo!